keep running faster and faster. I don't know what we're after, yeah. We keep up with disaster, disaster. I'm thinking that they're after me. We're running like faster and faster. We're running like faster and faster.
Hey, hey, how's it going, everybody? We'll see how many people will be jumping into the stream, but hopefully, y'all have been doing great. It's been a while since I've streamed, and I'm a little nervous because, a little unsure because I know I've been away for months, and I know I did a stream back on Halloween, but that was like the only stream I could ever do at the time. I thought I had a little bit of time to try to get a stream going, or maybe a few streams, but turns out I really could not deliver anything, and it feels disappointing because like I really do not want to quit doing this because teaching myself how to stream and record stuff has been pretty eye opening, and it's opened like it hasn't necessarily opened a lot of doors, but it has given me some opportunities to try to work on something that has always been interesting to me because I always loved like the quality that goes into filming and just making videos in general. Um, so I yeah I have it like 2025. I will say like there's been some good parts, but for the most part it hasn't been like complete. It hasn't been completely terrible, but it's been pretty bad vibes. Like not only for me, but for like for some like but for certain parts of the internet. Like there's been quite a bit of drama, like in certain communities that I follow, and with my personal life, without revealing too much, it's just been I don't know. It's just been really some parts of it has just been really discouraging because uh, with how busy I am in college, which I don't regret having to focus on. Like I don't regret focusing on college because I go to school to try to improve on my like journalism ethics and try to work my way around work my way around computers and graphic design uh, to try to expand my creativity capabilities. It's been a fun journey, but the amount of work that I've had to put in this year has been uh, it's been draining, and because of that, that kind of sets me back on my competitive capabilities in gaming, which is another thing I'm passionate for because it's like one of the few things that I found interesting. It's like one of the because I've been gaming ever since I was really young, and I've never really gotten into competitive gaming until like 2021, and I have Fortnite to thank for that. Fortnite has been a pretty good part of my gaming journey, um, and yeah. With that being said, as you can see by the title of this stream, I am determined to make a return. Now, I will say, I don't have, I'm not really ready to have a consistent schedule going for myself as far as like trying to, uh, I really don't have I'm really not ready to try to set up a consistent streaming schedule like most people do when they do this. Um, because I know I'm trying to set up because I know I have future priorities that I have to take care of first. Um, which is again, I need to try. I'm very close. I'm very close to getting my bachelor's, and uh, on top and with not on top of that, but with that, I'm still working part time uh, as a tutor, and I'm very thankful that you know I'm 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 very thankful with where I'm at today, but at the same time, I'm just really I still have mixed feelings about myself. That being some slight disappointment in myself and uh, some disappointment for the gaming communities that I am somewhat part of. Mainly communities like, you know, certain games that I used to play, games that I still play to this day, and stuff like that. And I know the stuff that I'm going to vent or am about to vent is not going to reach out any far because look at me, I barely get any views on my streams or videos because I'm very inconsistent and like I only have 320 subs. Like, who am I to be of some influence? I want to be of some influence, but obviously stuff I'm going to say is not going to reach out to a lot of people. But yeah, it's just it is what it is. So with that being said, I need to finish posting my stream and self promote channels. So give me one moment. If there's anybody in chat, like if you're in chat right now, please say hi. I want to see if there's people that I can try to that I want to talk with. And I know there's potential changes that I want to make in the near future. So hopefully I'll be able to discuss a little bit about that eventually as the stream continues. So, all right. Got my stream shared out. And, yeah, let's. I'm going to pull up chat on my phone just so I can see it from here in case if I need to. Because I have chat on my laptop to my left here, but yeah, it pulls up on my phone quicker, so I'll be able to see it a little bit quicker. Yeah. Let me finish getting my audio stuff set up. Sorry if you can hear music. Oh, wait. I don't think you can hear it in the background. Never mind. There we go. Alright. quick, I need to turn off licensed audio. Turn that off. Alright, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a warm up just so I can get my hands going before I start getting into some of these games, because the games that I've been getting lately have been ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. I will say this: some of the new changes that they've got going on this season, and of course with OG Fortnite OG not chapter 7, but season 7 made its return, and it's pretty fun because I know like season 7 was a pretty fun season for me when I first played it back then. I was a real casual player back then. So yeah. But yeah, despite how good a lot of these changes are, like I'm loving the new season, love chapter 7 so far, and I love playing OG season 7. The only thing that I really don't like, and I know again, this is probably not going to reach out to a lot of people. Okay, the bots apparently died there. I know usually one tends to spawn underneath, so this practice map does get buggy. As you can see, I'm a little bit sloppy, but I still somewhat got it. It's just, like I said, just sloppy. Like I said before, college and certain other things in my life have just been kind of keeping me away from not just Fortnite, but gaming in general, because, like, yeah. There's edits I don't want to make. That's ridiculous. if I need to buy a new controller. So I'm wondering if this one is going to... wondering if this one that I'm using right now is wearing out or something. Also, I apologize. I thought I was going to be trying to talk as I'm warming up here, but I want to make sure that I'm concentrated so that way I can, like, try to get a little slight evaluation on, like, what really needs to be worked on over time. And, you know, try to determine if it's actually my controller having problems or if it's just the fact that I'm here after a few years. Or not a few years, but a few months. Sorry. Feels like years, though. With how inconsistent I've been. I don't know how I'm placing builds the way I am right now. Good lord. Oh my gosh. This is atrocious. I hate being so negative about this because I know that's affected my ability to play, but at the same time... Also, okay, so what I will say is that I've still been able to play here from time to time. It's just that sometimes it's either a mix on console or sometimes it's a mix on PC. And no, I don't own a PC yet. But the college I go to, they have an esports organization, and therefore they have like their own dedicated room where they hold all their PCs and stuff. So I was able to play Fortnite on there for the first time, like, you know, a little while ago, and you know, it's certainly an adjustment, but in some ways it definitely feels better. Uh, like, doesn't feel like I have to flick so hard as much. It's a little bit more, like, controller sensitivity is definitely different compared to that of console. And, the visuals are a little bit better on PC as well, in terms of, like, you know, how the fights look, and so, and because I've been switching between PC and console, that's been kind of messing up my flow of things a little bit, so there's that, but it hasn't messed it up too much, but not as much as, like, me trying to play this game every day, if I want to, like, stay consistent competitive-wise. So, hopefully when I eventually do get a gaming PC, and I know my dad is looking to help me out with that, and I even mentioned to him that I kind of want one for Christmas, but, you know, it might be a little late for that. It's on the list, but I doubt that I'll get it this year. So, and I'm okay with that. Because sometimes, most of the time, I've always said to myself that a PC is something I want to, like, try to save up for myself. But with how much money, like, college tuition has been taken out of pocket for me, it's been more difficult to try to get a PC, and I don't even have a full job either, so, like, I only work part-time, and it's been enough to kind of keep me stable as far as, like, obtaining certain necessities, buying certain products that I want, like, you know, merch and stuff, like, from creators that I watch. Because lately I've been enjoying, like, I've been very hesitant because I don't know how much impact energy drinks will have on me, but, like, lately I've been enjoying gamer subs and their merch, and, you know, I've been, you know, spending my money on some merch of some of the, like, VTubers that I watch, some of the flavors that they serve, and it's very delicious, and, you know, it's also great quality stuff, I must say. Like, I know Gamer Subs has had their issues before, but, you know, I can tell that they've made their improvements. But yeah, hopefully if I get if I grow my audience more, I would definitely love to apply for a partnership with them, because from what I know, Gamer Subs is a base company. And yes, I did just take a sip of it, so. Okay. So yeah, a little bit sloppy, but yeah. Now, despite the fact that I haven't been able to play as much, I still try to keep up with certain communities, like especially the Fortnite community, because as far as multiplayer games go, this is one of my favorites. along with Dead by Daylight and a few others that I will eventually play. Like, there's so many other games that I either have installed on my Xbox right now or that I currently own that I want to play so badly. Like, eventually I do want to play Helldivers 2 on stream, because I know that that game has a really solid community around it, and Helldivers overall looks like a really good game, so yeah. Alright. I'm a bit sloppy, but hopefully that'll be a good enough warm-up. And if I suck, then I suck. I'm obviously gonna get very frustrated, but it's for certain reasons. Like, I already know that I suck sometimes, but I do have my other reasons, which is another thing, which is kind of the next thing I want to talk about. So, as you just kind of saw up in the top left there, there's a Icon Cup or a tournament where I can like try to compete with another person to try to get the Courage JD Cup early, or the outfit early. And Courage JD, he was one of those creators that I looked up to for a while, and I'm so happy for him. I'm legit so happy for him. My problem is that I am choosing not to play the tournament today because, you know, I can't really look for anybody, and I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time trying to play with somebody because if I recruit somebody like on such short notice, and obviously like it's halfway through the tournament now, so it's a bit late for that. But you know, if I try to recruit somebody on short notice, and if it's somebody that I don't know in particular, then that's obviously gonna hinder my. That's obviously gonna hinder both my performance and their performance as well, and it's a bit embarrassing, but it's also just yeah, I don't know. Let's see, what do I want to play today? You know what? I haven't tried out Zero Build yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Maybe I can try to work on my aim. But yeah. So, and also, just one of those weird things where I want to try to, um, you know, because most important thing for me is like I want to try to build up good vibes with somebody for a certain period of time before I can like, you know, and then along the way I can like um, try to, you know, hopefully have a good performance with them in game. The problem is, I know how weird the Fortnite community can get, and a lot of people who play this game, like, they have such weird expectations for when they try to look for teammates. I mean, it's not weird. Some of it's understandable, but for the most part, it's also just really, like, really, some parts of it are unrealistic. Some parts of it are, like, you know, a little bit too strict. And who knows? Maybe it's stuff that I need to work on eventually as I become more consistent. But it's tough because right now I really don't have the necessary connections with people to try to, you know, to try to work on like being a proper duo for somebody. And well, that's probably an issue on my part because I'm not choosing to reach out to people. But it's also just one of those things where I know I'm going to be very inconsistent, and I'm still very inconsistent with, you know, how much I play, you know, how good I am and stuff like that. Which I'm still like average or fairly above average, but it's still like it's frustrating because of the personal things I'm going through in my life like, with college. And then, you know, another part of that is also just with the fact that my family life here has been really strict, and I've been kind of held back on trying to play this game competitively, which, even though my family knows about it, or like my parents, they know about it, it's been kind of strict lately because, you know, I do have a bit of an attitude problem about it, but there's certain factors that's part of that. One part of it is, obviously, like, I feel like, every time I get upset, I feel like they don't leave me alone about it, and like they try to let me work it out. And obviously, there are times where it looks like I haven't made much improvements about it, but part of that is also because of my disappointment in the Fortnite community. Like, it's obviously full of younger people, and um, good lord, how did I miss all those shots? Okay, got the Elim. But yeah, it's just really kind of, I don't know. I just feel like there's really weird issues how, like, younger people are kind of dominating the competitive community, because I feel like a lot of them, if they're like at the age of 13 or above, like, I feel like they're way too privileged to be playing this game and kind of like trying to compete in it. I feel like the age of 13 is really, really like way too low for somebody to try to compete in a video game. I know Fortnite has been kind of an exception for that, but in my opinion, I just think, I feel like the age limit needs to be, like, changed up a little bit, like, raise it up a little bit. I'm not, and I know that's probably going to ruin some people's chances, but in all fairness, I feel like some people need to, like, realize that, you know, like, competing in Fortnite is really not gonna, get a lot of people anywhere. Um, oh shoot, I almost forgot I was in Zero. So used to play build because I'm like trying to get better at it, and it's been a struggle with that because I find it disappointing and ridiculous on how people play this game. Like, they go overly aggressive and like overly and unnecessarily aggressive, to the point where they think that fast mechanics is necessary, and that kind of pushes that false narrative to my end. And I will say, I think the only reason why fast mechanics is something that's appreciated around a lot of people is because, um, hold on. All right. Whew. Okay. I don't know. It maybe, because, like, I obviously don't know how old, like, for the people that I lose to, I obviously don't know how old they are. I really don't need to know, but it's just like I hate how like just my inconsistencies due to you know certain life reasons, kind of impacting it, kind of holding back my passion and stuff. Like, I really just don't like how things are not really going my way lately. Like, I get it, I'm trying to work on my issues when it comes to like losing a game and stuff like that. Like, I'm really trying to work on it, even though it might not look like it. But all I can say is like I'm just really disappointed in like how certain gaming communities are and how they like try to operate. Now the game develop it's not me. I'm not pointing at the game developers. I'm talking about some people who play certain games, and it's certain reasons why I quit playing certain games, and it's also because like community the communities behind games are kind of like certain good reasons why I've become intrigued with certain games more than others, and why I still continue to play certain games despite like having certain mixed opinions on certain things. But with Fortnite, I still appreciate the game, and it's like one of the few battle royales that I can play because it's like simple. It's a little bit simple. There's more things that I can do, like not just with the creative maps, but with like just any sort of battle royale genre. Even though some of those genres that they or playlists that they created is inspired off of other things, like Reload is based off of Resurgence, or I think it's Resurgence, in Call of Duty Warzone, and and then of course Blitz is kind of like its own new thing where it's like it's like quick time battle royale, 5 minutes, stuff like that, which is something I'm not gonna really be playing a whole lot because it's not my cup of tea. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Fortnite, they've always had like, such like a mix of good and bad communities behind it, and but it's the only thing that's kind of keeping me hooked to the game is the challenge that I always like try to pursue, which is to like try to climb up the higher ranks and potentially try to get some sort of competitive recognition out of it. And over time, I'm starting to feel like that's not going to happen, but who knows? I feel like the only thing that'll kind of make me quit playing is if, um, say if I actually hit a good point to where I really don't need to be playing that much tournaments. Like I can only play tournaments for like the fun of it. Uh, I don't know. Like, it. I obviously like have a lot of mixed opinions or mixed things about what I want to do from here on out. This game's going by pretty quick. Like I've got 4 kills and there's 10 players already. Storm is pulling in this direction, so kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense that I've been chilling this whole time. So yeah. And I know I do tend to have attitude problems, but it's mostly because of my like not only disappointment with myself because I'm very competitive, and I'm competitive with myself trying to do better because it's not just with video games, it's with school. But I'm also just really kind of disappointed in how people behave in these games, and I know that's somewhat common because it's kind of similar to how some professionals behave in like professional sports. But I think that's the main difference is that there's obviously like a different age gap. There's like a different age range with competitive gaming compared to like, or certain competitive games or competitive gaming communities compared to like professional sports. With Fortnite, a lot of the competitive community is, filled with like teens, some people who just got out of high school, maybe those who are in college, like their first few years in college, um, and maybe people much older than that, because I know there's like, people who are content creators now who are in their 30s or like maybe like late 20s who still play this game, who still compete. And heck, even like the former pros who still do good in this game are like either in their younger 20s or just like maybe some of them are still like barely becoming an adult. And it's like, it's interesting how this game can create opportunities for some people, and that's why I play. That's part of the reason why I play this game, because I feel like, I've tried to create some opportunities out of it, but at the same time, it just hasn't happened. And part of that is obviously because, I still got some priorities in my life that I got to take care of first. Because while my bigger priority is to obviously like try to improve the quality of my content, um, while still trying to have a passion for competitive gaming. um, but unfortunately, I've been kind of held back due to my attitude issues, and I know my parents been trying to help me out with that, but it's just like, you know, yeah, I feel bad that I've been kind of. There's been times where I've felt like I've disrespected them in some cases, because it's like I know I have, but at the same time, I wish they would just leave me alone about certain things, because they can't prevent me from getting mad at certain things, like from the bull crap that goes on in these games, because it's gonna happen, and I'm obviously gonna have like some crazy reactions to how I lose, and I'm trying to work on it, but it's, I don't know, it's just very weird. Um, so yeah, all I can say is like I definitely have a lot more free time to make videos and try to stream. Um, but as for my competitive content, that's definitely going to be pushed back and put on halt, because obviously I can't find a teammate. The person that I have been playing games with frequently, he's currently playing with other people, which I hope he does well with. Um, so yeah, it, like I'm assuming he moved on to other people, because I pretty much have not had the opportunity to try to play with them at all. So, and I can tell that's kind of holding him back. So I'm just gonna let him play with other people and not hold him back. So I hope he does okay, and I hope he makes his goals. All right, I gotta lock in. Hold on. What the frick? It was not by the same person, was it? This is a horrible spot for her. Oh, wow. Dang it. He was the last person, too. That's fine. That sucks. It sucks that he just happens to outgun me and stuff like that, but whatever. I had like a millisecond on my my self-revive, too. That's unfortunate. But yeah. That was a good game. I'm not even mad at that. Like, I'm obviously upset that I lost that, because I could have actually won that, but of course I had to take so much storm damage and get out healed by that guy. But yeah, I don't know. I've just definitely have developed quite a bit of disappointment from how, like, overly aggressive some communities behind certain games have developed. Like, it's not just with Fortnite. It happens with a lot of multiplayer games, like Call of Duty, Dead by Daylight, which is a game I play frequently. The only reason why I still play them is because, you know, of certain challenges that they provide that I do want to, like, try to, you know, achieve, no matter how far off they are. And I've obviously developed some pretty good friendships with certain people, and it's great. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, sometimes I just can't help but feel like, you know, even though, despite all that, it's always just mixed thoughts as to whether or not it's me, whether or not it's the community. It's really strange. But yeah, I do still have a passion to try to compete. It's just definitely gonna be held back for a while because obviously, the person I used to play competitive tournaments with frequently uh, doesn't seem to take the interest in playing with me anymore. Obviously, you know, he hasn't really reached out to me about these issues or anything, but I can tell he's a busy person because he's also in college, so I ain't gonna hold it against him, and all I can say is good luck to him. And, you know, if he wishes to try to compete with me again and try to, you know, help us push each other to the limit, then by all means, I'm freaking down for it, because I feel like it's going to be a lot harder for me to try to reach out to people now because of certain expectations people have, because it seems like people really expect me and a few others to, like, try to play this game, like, nearly every day to, you know, try to work hard. And I'm willing to work hard and improve, but the fact that, you know, that a certain quality is the fact that I have to play every day, it's, like, really, you know, right now, that's just, like, not possible, so... Also, I will say, screw everybody who plays as Playboy Cardi in this game. Like, I recently found out the reason why they even added him at all is because of a song that he put out that created the 6-7 meme. And I gotta say, like, I feel like that was a really bad choice. Like, I'm sure he's a good musician, but like the fact that they put him in the game just because of a trend, I feel like that's just a really bad idea. I would have been okay with just an emote, but the fact that they had to go so far as to just have an outfit for him in the game, it's like really. I feel like it's a really bad idea. But if it's something that a good amount of people want, then I ain't gonna judge. But it just sucks that the sweats that I died to, most of them are running Playboy Cardi and just playing like absolute cringe lords. And I get it, if you're being cringe, then then you can be free. Then you're being yourself, and people shouldn't judge you for that. And I don't want to judge people, but at the same time, I just feel like certain trends like that are just real stupid. But that's just my opinion. I don't think that's something that's gonna change, but that's just my opinion on that kind of situation and all that. Didn't expect me to shoot through the glass. But yeah, whether people are playing as Playboy Cardi or not, like, I'm still just kind of very disappointed in, like, that they play the way they do. Like, I try not to judge on it, but I feel like the reason why I judge on it so much is, I will say, so far, the only ranked mode that I've ever played is Reload Ranked. And I actually did, I meant to play, uh, like, casual Reload, like, last night, but I ended up playing ranked reload because like I knew ranks have been reset and I was gonna be in low ranks. Dude, I played a few unranked games and bronze games, and for some weird reason I'm just getting the craziest amount of sweat lords like they are in platinum or diamond. It is ridiculous. Like, I don't understand it. Like, why do you have to? Why am I getting? I mean, unless people who are just that desperate for ranked are just that low, or unless ranked has recently been. I think ranked recently has been adjusted so that way it makes it harder. But, dude, and I know reload ranked is harder to rank up in general, because I know they've tweaked it like a couple times, like during the Simpsons mini season, which I didn't play most of because that season is just so. Like, to me, it was just so uninteresting. Like, I'm sure it must have been fun, but it was just uninteresting because of the fact that it was Simpsons, and I know a lot of people love that show and all that, but I never watched it. I know how weird and offensive it can get, and I just choose not to associate with it at all. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. I hate all these mixed opinions that I'm getting about a lot of this stuff. But, again, it is what it is, and I'm, like, trying to focus on my own thing. I don't know. And I feel like people would say to me, like, if I were to talk to this about somebody who does play Fortnite regularly and hear me complain about all this, they might say, you're bad, just move on to another game, get out of the game, play zero build. I could do that, and I do play other games on the regular just to kind of keep me sane. But, like, the thing is, I still love building. I still love build mode in Fortnite, and I aim to try to do better in it. I love the challenge, but like I'm obviously held back by like you know certain personal reasons, like I've mentioned before with my family. Kind of misunderstanding certain things about what I'm going through, and I do feel bad that I might have accidentally, not accidentally, but have like unintentionally disrespected my parents, and that's the reason why I've been kind of held back and like have my playtime restricted. So I do aim to try to get my attitude with losing in check, but I feel like it's just still gonna be just as frustrating as it was. And I wasn't that frustrated recently because like obviously that L that I took was like not as bad, but at the same time, oh, okay, I think somebody hopped into a bush and got surprised. Okay, I think they know I'm lurking over here. You know what? The fact that I don't know where they are in that bush, I'm just not gonna. Maybe I can try to view it from a distance, but see if I can bait them out. They might not be in that bush anymore, but somebody got eliminated right there. I feel like the other person is waiting in there. But I've had my few really bad bush fights, and it's just not been great. So that's why I'm choosing to avoid it. I'm so glad I got to vent all of that out on stream, because it's like it's hard for me to try to have that kind of conversation with somebody. It's hard for me to have that kind of conversation with my parents because they don't understand everything, and obviously like I know they like for good reasons they've held me back. They tried to help me improve my attitude and stuff like that, which I appreciate. But I feel like certain things they just gotta really make it my own. They gotta understand that it's just my problem that I gotta deal with and not theirs. Because like I'm 23 living in their house still, and it's just like it's ridiculous that I'm getting internet restrictions. I understand that I may come off as disrespectful to them if I don't, like if I'm letting certain things happening in the game affect my overall attitude. Like I understand that, but still, I feel like they just got to leave me alone about it. But only but yeah, most of my frustrations is just from multiple factors. It's not just with the community and how people play. It's just the fact that I've no time. Like, because I feel like a lot of people are privileged to try to put the amount of time that they have into this game and other games, and that for that matter. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, with me being on. Oh shoot! Wait, what? Oh, there you are. Goodbye. Ooh, that was nasty. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely gonna be stepping away from reload ranked a little bit because I've been dying to I've been losing to so many Playboy cardies on, like, sweaty players using Playboy cardies. Like, that alone just tells me. I feel like that alone really does tell me that they are. That I just lost to a younger person, like somebody in their like late teens or like just a little bit younger than that, because I know, if you're above the age of 13, you can compete or like at least play ranked mode. So, and I know people at that age range from like 13 to 18, a good amount of those people really love the 6'7" meme developed by Playboy Cardi, which, it's just. I respect a good amount of memes, but that meme is just atrocious. Makes no sense, and yeah, I don't know. Ouch. And who knows? I know there's like some hilarious memes behind 6'7", but the fact that people have like, there's actually just some annoying people out there on the internet that are like way too young to be on the internet, by the way, or people who are just fully brain rotted by the number. It's like, it's just stupid. I'm one to talk because I am part of some brain rot culture, but I'm not. There's some parts of it that I do not like, for obvious reasons. Maybe not too obvious, but just for certain reasons in general. There's somebody here though. Okay, and they have a bot. Okay, they're in a bush, so I'm gonna leave them be for now. So they're obviously gonna be chilling in a bush here. Well, actually, zone doesn't pull this way, so. I can't wait to see some like funny memes around this where, like, because a couple times when I fly using this wingsuit, immediately I start thinking of like the wing cap from Super Mario 64. That's a bot. Frick. Oh, screw you. I hope you died a storm. Like, of course he out heals me. But 25, bruh. That's so stupid how I think I've gotten a crazy amount of damage and yet they out damage me. I'm so sick of that. But then again, I did have 50 health, so. That's ridiculous. I knew the bot was there, but I didn't know where the guy who hired them was, so that's annoying, but whatever. I don't know how long this stream will be. So far, I've already played for an hour, or streamed for an hour, so that's cool. I can see that Media's on. Maybe I'll message her, see if she's interested. I know she mostly plays Festival, but I'll reach out to her real quick just to see if she's interested. I actually gotta pause real quick because I gotta use the bathroom real bad. I'm not sure if I'm. Yeah, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, Chet. I'll be right back. I'm back, chat. Alright, I need to let me message Minnie real quick. I at least sent her a message, and if she's not interested in playing right now, that's a-okay. Speaking of MIDI, I do need to like make sure I get back into the swing of things of editing. Like, who knows? Maybe after the stream, I'll probably get back to editing for a little bit because I know MIDI's not the only person I need to like try to help out with videos. Like, I also got a video I need to work on for the Misfits, which is a friend group that I'm a part of, and I also need to see if I can get back into doing some recordings for my own channel. Also, those L's that I take in Zero Build, it's always so weird because like I always almost keep forgetting about the. I frequently keep forgetting about the fact that people have a little bit more health than they do overall. So I guess that's why I got that guy had more heals than me, but at the same time, I feel like I should have won that fight, but oh well. I probably very well could have if I maybe hit more headshots, but that didn't happen this time. Eventually I might move into build mode, but I do want to try to see if I can get a zero build win here, because I've so far most of my wins are only in build mode, in solos and squads of Chapter 7. And dude, like last night, like I feel like I was probably pushing myself too hard, because like either that or people are really just or people are really just so degenerate that they just have to play aggressive in public mode. OG of all things, like it's not even just OG that this is happening. Like it's been happening with me in standard Chapter 7. It is ridiculous. Close range aim is horrendous. Then again, it's been a while since I played Zero Build, so I know it's going to be a little bit weirder. Because I know my capability in standard VR is pretty good, but it still needs work. Although recently I still have been picking up some good tips from pros who post videos on YouTube and stuff. Like Kanata, I learned recently, like he, did a little analysis video on YouTube Shorts where he kind of points out the reason why Peterbot does so well in fights, which I respect him for how he is as a pro, but I still don't like. I still really don't have that much praise for him because especially with a video that resurfaced about him when he was with another agency and surrounded by different people, which I can understand. You know, that can still be a part of some influence, and it's understandable that time is gone by now. Like, it's 2 years old. Like, it's a video that's 2 years old and all that, so like it's not relevant to how he is now. But still, like, the fact that, you know, Peterbot is like, you know, someone that people consider the GOAT, which I can't argue with that, but I still don't find him very influential, all because of like how young he is, and like even if the pros consider him to be like a decent person, or maybe even a friend to some others, I just feel like I don't know. I just don't think he's. I feel like he's just one of those people that's not worth hanging out with. He's a good player, no doubt about that. But you know, I'm always happy to learn about like how well, like why he plays so well, and like certain behaviors that he does to kind of like keep him going in the game. But like, yeah, I'm not that influenced by him. Like, I know a lot of people are, and I feel like that's why Fortnite's competitive community has kind of devolved, because they're trying to play as aggressive and be like him, but it's just stupid. Like, I'd rather look up to pros like Clicks, who just puts out a good vibe. People like Clicks and Booga, like classic pros. And dude, I'm so happy that Queasy won FNCS, the recent World Series, I think it was. I forgot what it was, but I'm so glad that Queasy won that. Ooh, 73. Oh, the shockwave, bro. Wait, he's in this bush, isn't he? Oh, wherever the frick he is, he's not. The boss is here, though. HP. This guy just comes back for that. It sucks. Like, the fact that he just ran and then, of course, just gets out of my sight. Out of my sights is just... Then he just comes back like the coward he is. It's so stupid. Stuff like that I would be annoyed at, like, aggressively, but I'm really trying to work on keeping my cool. I would be fuming at this point, but yeah. Kind of accepting it because I know I'm trash. I mean, I wasn't that bad, but still, like, the fact that he was just out of nowhere was still lurking, being a loser. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know Human Bill could spawn there, unless he just walked there. He and his bots came out of nowhere. Also, I think another factor that contributes to why people are so sweaty is because of the certain time of the day. Because I know that's always like a stereotype where people who are dedicated to a game and play for longer periods of hours, like, usually those sweatier players will be on, like, almost past, like, a typical person's bedtime, which is, like, you know, maybe, like, 8, 9:30. And I think it also depends on region, too. Like, I know North America Central, which is the one that I play on frequently now, because it's, like, giving me lower ping. I know it's become more aggressive, and I know, in general, North America servers are aggressive overall, no matter like whether it's competitive or not. Like, it's still, like, people are just weirdly aggressive in NA servers. Wait, what? Why did that person go invisible all of a sudden? What the heck was that? Or unless that's an NPC that can't be interacted with. I don't know. Sword that's available nearby. I might use it, but I'm not sure if it's that useful in solos. Because obviously shockwave grenades are annoying as ever because they can easily be used to help you get away. And then the suit, even though it leaves you vulnerable, it's still pretty good, so. Yeah, my bullets can't interact with them, and every time I go closer to that character, it just starts disappearing. I don't know what the frick that is. But yeah, obviously there's some things I can't change about certain cultures in gaming, but it's just stuff that I wish people would start being more mature about. But then again, like I feel like competitive will be a lot easier to go along with. Like competitive Fortnite, I feel like it'll be a lot easier to go along with if the age limit was increased. Whew! That was nasty. I think he zoomed because he went invisible there for a second. It's either that or um, either he went invisible for a second or the scan ran out because I don't know how long that scan lasts for the hide and seek anomaly. That was a nasty kill, though, I will say. Also, I think another thing that's been kind of preventing me from playing the game is just the fact that I would, like, if there's nobody available, then I would feel like I would need to play solos. But and the thing is, I really don't like playing solos because I would love to play with people. Like, whether it's ranked, unranked, all that. But, I don't know. I feel like I have really weird standards, but then again, nobody really, a lot of people do agree that in certain games like this, solos is not really a fun mode. Already hit that. Okay. Oh, I'm dead. Wow. I don't know how he hit that snipe. That bullet looked like it should not have hit, but whatever. That bullet should not. It looked like it should not have hit, but well, he's got that dude had the luckiest protection with the balloon, and he had the luckiest protection with the balloon, despite the fact that I dealt a significant amount of damage. But of course, he had to have a sniper, and I just accidentally fell off. So luckiest elim from ever. Good lord. Gosh. it's weird how tame zero build lobbies are, because they tend to get real strange and like ranked reload, like zero build ranked reload lobbies are pretty sweaty. And I don't know how they are in ranked chapter 7, but I'm willing to check it out at some point. I'm kind of holding back on playing ranked, because like I could play a few ranked matches, but I'm just trying, a keyword, I'm trying to play casually for a little bit, or like just, good lord. Also, I don't know why Kim Kardashian's in the game. That's also another thing that I feel like is such a like bad idea, unless Kim Kardashian actually has like some sort of affiliation with the game, but her collab in the game just doesn't really make sense to me. I don't even know too much about her other than the fact that she has been in some controversies in the past. So, but good for her, I guess. Um, but besides that, I feel like that's another outfit I'm gonna get annoyed by in the near future, because like I'm already seeing so many Playboy Cardi outfits worn by Sweats now, and with how like simplistic and slim, not slim, not so much slim, but just like how simplistic Kim K's outfit is. It's like really, I don't know. My aim's not too shabby. I just gotta see if I could like pair this up with some decent building mechs. Which, again, I'm not sure if I'll be able to play build mode today, because, you know, if I'm gonna be playing solo, like if all I'm gonna be doing is playing solos today, then this is gonna be a short stream. Like I will say, seeing how I've become a little bit more and more lonely with this game, despite the fact that I played with RD yesterday, which I probably could message him to see if he's down, because he does play build on the regular. I can, yeah, I don't know. I've just become more used to solos just because, you know, it's just, I'm obviously a little bit more lonely. I feel like it's something I gotta, not the loneliness. I'm already used to being alone, but like just playing certain games alone, I just gotta get used to. Now, that doesn't mean I'm gonna be playing solo tournaments. Like, I still have no interest in playing that, because they're not the main game mode. Even though they can help build a reputation, I'm just not sure. Not really sure that that's my goal right now. I feel like my goal is to like try to play the game consistently again. Maybe try to find like more people to potentially compete with. try to build some friend groups. But it sucks that I fell behind quite a bit because I feel like due to that, it's just gonna make it hard for people to convince people to play with me. I mean, I should try to reach out to some people, like, simply just to play ranked, but obviously I do want to, like, try to play with people that are actually, like, decent at the game, maybe at my age level, because I really don't feel that good about playing with a kid or just somebody who's, like, who is, like, 13 or slightly above, or people who, or even people who, another thing why I like choose not to reach out to people is because the fact that most of the people that I have reached out to are not only like at the age of 13 or slightly above, but they just also, some people have managed to get by in Discord servers, pretending that they are 13 or that they are close to the age of 13, when first of all they should not be on Discord because you have to be over the age of 13 to even have an account, which again I think is too low. But same same thing with like the age limit of playing Fortnite competitively. I think it's too low. And second, like I think um, like I've also got in contact with like some people who were under the proper age to compete, and so I just choose not to play with them, and that's just that kind of set me back on trying to reach out to people. And then of course I guess that always depends on what server I try to reach out to, because so far like in Fortnite's official Discord server, and I've reached out to some people in like Roadie Bros Discord server. Man. Okay, yeah, he flew pretty far. Got to something else. I will say, despite how weird the Fortnite community is, it's definitely better than the Overwatch community that I tried to be associated with. Because, like, Overwatch and similar to that, the Marvel Rivals community, like, I feel like I just cannot interact with anybody that in that sphere. Because it's like, like there's no clear sense on how to get better at the game competitive. There's like no clear sense on how to get better at those games competitive wise. Like I know ranked is always meant to be like a difficult mode to play. Like that's not the problem. The fact is like those are team based modes, and like I really don't have like a clear idea on how to get better with a team because most of the time I'm always solo queuing in Overwatch 2, or I have been solo queuing in Overwatch 2, and then of course like I quit playing Overwatch 2 before it was like slightly before Marvel Rivals came out, so I don't know how much the self-revive is worth there, but it's good to know that they're usually in those mending machines. I'll have to keep that in mind. That way I can find it. Because I'm still learning about this chapter, so that's why I'm still choosing to play it casually rather than competitively. And I still have plenty of time to look for teammates, because I, even though I could still try to like look for teammates now, to try to work with them over these next few days, I'm still trying to be like wary of that because I feel like it'll be harder to. I feel like there's still going to be some difficulties to try to reach out to certain people because even though some people might have more time to play, like even though I have more time now, I know eventually I'm not going to have more time to play because I'm in college and like I don't know how others people time looks, but yeah. It's just one of those things. I'm just like trying to be aware of my time and other people's time. You know what? Might be a good thing that I didn't third party there. It is also coming up on the winter holidays, so obviously people are gonna have more time to like play. So who knows? Maybe the weird aggressiveness that people are playing. Maybe the weird aggressiveness that people are adapting at this current moment will die down eventually, or like it'll decrease at some point, but like still it's ridiculous that those are the types of games that I'm getting, especially in pubs of all things, because like I've mostly been getting this in pubs. Like I said, I've not yet played ranked modes besides reload ranked, and that was atrocious for it was atrocious for them being bronze and unranked lobbies. Unranked, not too surprising, but bronze, kind of surprising. Why are you playing scared, bro? Oh, there's a sniper. Dude. Okay, good shot, I guess. How I got that peak there. Wow. It's kind of weird they took high ground there just for that. Just to get some decent snipes. Bro. waste shockwaves just for that. Wasted 2 shockwaves for that. Hey, what's up, Artie? I do hold zone, so I do get the advantage. That guy's cooked. That guy's gotta be weak. Pulsed me again. Getting quite lucky with the zone pulse here. Get the frick out of here. GG's. It was a little nerve-wracking, but frick yes. Woo! That was my first zero build win. Let's frickin' go, dude. They both had self revives. That was crazy. The 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 guy that I first like the cowgirl that I killed, she also had a self revive, but I'm not sure if it got used up or if because she was using it right in front of me, uh, but yeah, she was using it right in front of me, but it was like either it glitched into one of the walls of the bunker um or it just gets immediately used or it doesn't get dropped as they're using it because I think once they're in the process of using it, it just yeah, I don't know. But yeah, nothing much. Just got back home like half an hour ago from church and going out to eat for my sister's birthday. I'm doing great. RD. I haven't been streaming for that long. I'm about to hit the 2 hour mark, so who knows? I might end up ending stream soon, but it depends on how I feel about. And you know what? I might actually switch modes here in a second. Like I might see how Fortnite OG feels, even though it was horrendous yesterday. Like I understand there might be some sweats just because they're used to like the OG like setup of certain stuff. Like they're used to the older, like the very basic weapons, the basic of the basic weapons. But I'm still just like disappointed that people are playing like that in mode that should be there for fun and it should not be taken that seriously. It's a little bit silly, but whatever. I could play it solo as well, but it's uh people are just as weird in OG solos than they are in they're just as weird as they are in squads. So okay, now I gotta have it off. I don't want to be talking with weird people. And speaking of that, like I could communicate with people, but yeah, I I've had my fair share of people like saying like certain slurs, like just certain slurs that are not as frowned upon as others because it's like it's part of their culture, but it's also like you know not really appropriate to say uh, by anybody, no matter what skin color they are. If y'all know what I'm getting at, but it's just like say certain slurs unoffensively, and then of course they'll just say certain things that just kind of weird me out. Like when people hear my voice for the first time, they always have to point out that I sound like I'm much older than I am right now, and it's fair because I get that a lot, not just with gaming, but with IRL, like with stuff going on IRL. You know, even people that I meet for the first time in Discord, like in Discord calls, like they'll think I'm 30, and when really I'm 23 right now. So, but then like once I reveal my age, I'll get like a mixed few of response. Oh, yep, we'll go to Happy Hamlet. That's my favorite spot. But yeah, I'll get a weird mix of responses. People saying that I sound like Batman, which sometimes I don't get. But I also have gotten like people who have made some weird comments about my voice that are I feel like are inappropriate to say on stream. Like I don't know, just certain weird accusations. All right, I am in build mode, so I need to like try to adjust and focus up. Wow, 2 hunting rifles. amazing happen tonight, but I'll probably say tomorrow. Hey, no worries. Hopefully I'll be around tomorrow. Um, Usually Sundays are a weird time for me to join recordings, but I think I can make it happen tomorrow. And yeah, RD, you also did just miss me, like, just saying a whole bunch of... I was just pretty much ranting for a good majority of the stream as I was playing, so... Just kind of explaining why I've been gone, even though some people know, but not everybody knows, so... Yeah. Oh, they got him. Okay. And it's on a render. Alright. Whew! That was close. What the frick? Somebody else needs that. I could hold on to it, but yeah, no, somebody else needs to use that pronto. rifts start disappearing now once they've been used? I forget. Or are they still permanent? I would understand the need for them to be permanent now, like in previous seasons, because there wasn't a lot of movement back then, and I know that's something people care about nowadays, but still. Not everything can be like current Fortnite. Hang on, I'll read that message here in a second. Let's redeploy. Good lord. These guys are trying this hard. Mats. Solo. Body that I knocked over here. dude, I I'm so annoyed that I cannot get the appropriate amount of heals. Like, that wasn't that sweaty, but it just feels sweaty because I just have to. I literally have to fight for my life because of how stupidly aggressive people get in OG, which is unnecessary sometimes. But like the fact that I just throughout that game, I literally have like tried to hold on to like almost zero health items throughout that entire game because it's just so minimal. Like I understand that's probably how it was back then, but I I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. Like there's just no way. It's so weird how people just still play aggressively despite the fact how there's like very little healing items and it's like they do they think they know that and then they try to take advantage of that thinking that they have more heals than other people do, which sucks because like we're trying to deal with fight our demons over here and yet they have to like contribute something to it. It's so stupid. Like I don't understand it. Like I don't understand why people play the way they do in OG, but still at the same time I don't understand how like there's not very many heals because I could barely heal throughout all that. So far throughout all that, I've mostly got just bandages and one mini from a downed body that we got, and then of course we keep getting into some weird fights that I feel like we should not have been taking. We should not be taking because we cannot account ourselves for the zone that we have to like try to go towards. And because we couldn't account for zone, people take advantage of the fights that we're in, and they fight on the edge of zone, which becomes so stupid for us because we can't do anything about it. And then that guy becomes like so unaware that he's been sniped from the back because that team just came out of nowhere. It's so stupid. Like I don't understand that. Like I will say I'm glad I never ran into a Playboy Cardi so far. I probably did run into a few of those in solo zero build, but holy frick, like the way that those guys were just playing right now, like it's so stupidly sweaty. It should not be like this, bro. Like even though I'm trying to sweat myself, it's like like what am I supposed to do? I'm also just trying to take everything into account because like I know I'm playing against so many people. Like I'm in squads and I'm like trying to take everything into account and I'm like trying to like be more cautious because if I try to play aggressive, I'm gonna get shot from behind out of nowhere in like some sort of close quarter fight, and it's gonna get stupid. Because that's how I lost most of my fights yesterday, is because I've been trying to help my teammates get into some stupid squad fights. When really we should try to be shooting from a distance first, get a knock or two, and then try to push. Like it's hard to communicate that when like nobody has mics. When nobody had mics yesterday, and it's obviously gonna be hard now because I'm choosing not to communicate with anybody. It's so stupid. I hope to be able to join tomorrow. Need at least 3 more people to do something. If you can't make it, can make it. We need at least 2 more. I think I marked myself, RD. I think I marked myself as able to join. So we might still need 3 people if nobody else has joined in, unless supposedly I didn't mark my thumbs up on one of the messages. If I did it, then I'll be sure to do that because I pretty much got the time to be able to play with you guys now. Okay. Yeah, this guy is a degenerate. There's no reason for that name to exist. And of course, they're a degenerate that they're wearing a freaking Kim K outfit. So stupid. Alright, I don't know how sweaty this will be. But I had a tilted game yesterday and ran into a team of bots. So. this is gonna go ridiculous. Gosh, I'm so bad with the sniper. I'm standing still a few times and yet I still missed. Oh, yep, nice knowing you. You're lucky you don't have... You're lucky I have no weapons, bro. Screw yourself, I wish you never existed. I keep saying that yesterday too. I keep like indirectly telling people that I wish they never existed. I don't know. That one was just a silly L because like I only had a freaking sniper rifle that I don't know how to aim with. Yeah, I've been saying that to a lot of the tryhards and losers, or people that I considered losers, were just like I feel like I've indirectly become a bully yesterday, even though I've never really directly said anything to anybody. But yeah, I truly sometimes mean it when I say that sometimes I wish certain people just never existed, but I can't be that way. I said what I said, but at the same time I do kind of regret it now. 'Cause it's a little bit too far. I'll have to see if I should get a new controller, because even though this one's still functioning fairly well, sometimes I feel like the triggers sometimes don't register and all that, but that's probably just me. Also, that's been happening in creative because it's like sometimes I get higher ping than normal in there, which is weird. Ooh, I forgot this wasn't the game. Sometimes I forget which weapons were released in what seasons. feel like these guys are probably communicating, but how I missed that. Someone's flying. Shot. Just do that. Pretty sure those are bots, but whatever. The fact that my aim was so bad around them, but to be fair, bot movement is pretty weird. Just as weird as a person who tries too hard. Good lord. Yes. Hey, that was a Playboy Cardi. Get out of here, loser. I don't have heals, but guessing they're full, so seeing how I'm not really doing that good with the sniper, I'll just drop it. Break. Dropped a mini somewhere. I think that's the one. Yep. Alright, that works. Need to try to farm brick real quick, but honestly, I think I need to stay with them. He's gonna be at the bottom of the map over there, I can tell. Yep. Two people right there. Gosh. Aim assist drop off at the distance. It's so freaking annoying. Honestly, we need to just get this on. We can't do this. These guys are so weird. Holy frick. Dude, why do they... Oh my freaking gosh. Yeah, I know these guys are cringe. Screw these guys. Like, I don't understand how I missed a shotgun shot. Like, I just get absolutely obliterated, and these guys are just being absolute cringe. Like, a Kim Kardashian and a Bush and an X-Lord. Like, I truly... Okay, those guys, I wish they never existed, bro. Holy frick. Like, I actually could have gotten them because their moves were so predictable, but my only downfall was because I was low on health, and they just pushed as a team, which is the thing that we struggled to get, which was the thing we struggled to do, because I cannot communicate with my team, and it's like they have no sense of movement and stuff like that. And then, of course, I knew... Like, it sucks that my aim has to be that bad from far away, bro. Because I could have hit some shots on some of those players. But, like, of course, that guy comes out of nowhere, that X-Lord. And I should have gotten him, but again, like, he was so predictable, yet he, like, damaged me so badly, bro. I don't frickin' get why people play the way they do in frickin' OG. Like, and it sucks because part of it is so predictable that I could be playing against it, but it's because I'm going up against a bunch of simps who play together. Like, I could communicate with people, but I almost refuse to communicate with somebody who's potentially younger than me, and also just somebody who could speak so weirdly that it could get me banned. Like, I'm so sick of it. Like, I actually had good resources that game too, and then of course it just gets taken away due to some players being degenerates. I almost wanted to say some bad words there that I refuse to say ever. Like, I've never used certain words, but it's just people like those guys that just makes me want to say it. But I'm not going to. Screw off. Loser got sniped. Huh. I know some of my plays there were a bit questionable because I literally left my knocked teammate's body just to save myself. But to be honest, I had nothing. So I got no builds. I was literally doing with a close range weapon, which actually helped me out quite a bit there. got a knock. Okay. Dude. Frickin' pump user. Feel like I should have had that, bro. Of course, luck is really not on my side today. Pump has longer range and effectiveness, so that's stupidly unfortunate. Going back to Pleasant. Yo, DT! What's good, my man? Oh, I accidentally dropped my shotgun somehow. Frick. Well, I know there's a couple of tac shotties around here. I feel like we ought to go here because I have a feeling nobody's up there. No! All because I don't have a shotgun, bro. No way I lose to this guy. Okay, you know what? Screw your TikTok. You don't deserve the follow, bro. Of course, somehow I lose to a TikToker all because I don't have a shotgun, bro. That's like the biggest whoopsie, but also accidental mistake I've ever made after that one ruckus I went through in not Fatal, Lucky Lake, Loot Lake, whatever the frick it is. That guy does not deserve any attention on TikTok or YouTube. Don't follow that guy. Please don't go check out that guy's channel. Loser's so lucky. I don't even know if it was him that blew up my builds there. It could have been my teammate. I don't even know what weapons my teammates had, but frick that, dude. I genuinely hope that guy doesn't make it. It's weird that he... Oh, to be fair, I had no heals. I was really low on health. Never mind. Still annoyed with how little heals that we have. I feel like it makes it worse to not have that much heals in squads. But I feel like you could find more heals in Chapter 7 than you can in this. It's so annoying. Nothing but a frickin' bush. Screw that guy. feel like I really need to farm all this metal. Oh, good lord. I feel like this was a bad decision. Oh, at least we didn't die. Okay, yeah, so the rifts do disappear. Cool. They kept it... Yeah, I think they kept it permanent last time, because it's like... My man's got his own vehicle. I can't emote on this seat. Oh, what? I grabbed the scoped AR and not the boogie bomb. Oh, frick. That's funny. Ninja on the news bus. That's funny as heck. Oh, what? I can't interact. I can't interact. Crown. Okay, somebody had redeploy. That's what that big ramp was for. It's kind of weird how those fools are still spectating me somehow. Sorry, buddy. Ah. Feel bad that I feel like I kind of yoinked that, but oh well. Shields are so scarce. Anyways. Alright, well, I'm not saving this guy. If a teammate does it, like, I'm not gonna let that get to me, but, you know, obviously, like, just people in general just really giving a hoot for 6-7 is so stupid. this is real fun. Yep, that's real fun. Well, it's such cringe gameplay, but yay. That is such cringe behavior, but man. The only difference is that I had such trash teammates, bro. Holy frick. No, I've just been concentrating that whole time, Spy. Either that or my mic was probably low. I don't know. How you doing, though, Spy? Good to see you in my chat. It's just cringe gameplay because it was 4v2 and I had terrible teammates, so I got picked off under some really annoying circumstances. It's not a bad game, though, so that's why I'm not too ticked off. That's cool. You know, I actually have enough points to redeem a $10 gift card in your chat, but I just haven't done it yet. I don't know why. I just feel like if I did it at the wrong time, it would be a bit of a nuisance. Plus, you're also coming closer to your giveaway, so I feel like that would just be odd timing. Yeah, no, I pretty much just had a rant at the start of the stream where I've just been, like, kind of giving my complaints about how, like, or just kind of giving an update on what's been happening, because, like, this is, like, the first time I've been able to stream in a while. Because of school, parents not really being cooperative, even though part of that is just because of my own attitude problems. Mostly with them, because my reactions to what's been happening in game has kind of apparently has affected, like, my relationships with them and all that. And they're not wrong, but at the same time, I feel like they just need to, like, leave me the frick alone and, let me deal with my own problems. That's just kind of, like, one of the more annoying parts of about living with parents, but I'll be out of the house soon, so... Well, probably not that soon, but just, yeah, in general. And I've also just really kind of giving my complaints about how people are behaving in games like this and Dead by Daylight, where they're really trying to be something, like, competitive community just really kind of not in a stable state, because I feel like people are too young to compete. Screw you. You have an AR. Alright. Appreciate you letting me know. Dude, that sucks. Those pistols are so unreliable compared to that AR that he just killed me with, so... It was not impressive. Nah, he was just lucky. It has nothing to do with being the high ground. He's just lucky with the weapons. That's what I feel like I've been getting killed by mostly luck, because, like, these past few games in Fortnite OG, like, there's barely no heals, and, like, of course I'm playing in squad, so it is gonna be chaotic, but, like, and then of course people just play weird in general, and, like, and it's a casual mode. Like, I don't know why they have to play the way they do, but I guess that's just how it is with this trash matchmaking. Because, like, I've played the game for a while, and yet I've still got these players. Yeah, no, I know it's a common meme. I've watched Star Wars. I know what it is, but I'm not giving that guy credit. Because that's an off-spawn fight, and he got lucky with the loot, so... I've also just been triggered at people lately for eliminating me as they're wearing Playboy Cardi, because he's the one who created that 6'7" meme, and I kind of despise people for it. It might be a meme, but I really don't really have an appreciation for people like that nowadays, because the sweats are just tied in with those who just play with those outfits and who appreciate the 6'7" meme and listen to that guy. It's like, I don't mind like certain cringe behaviors, but that one just really just doesn't fit the bill with me. But I can't complain about it too much, because if that's how they want to be, then I can't judge them too much on it. Open the window. Yep, I dare you. Stupid. Getting out of here. You know what? Screw this. I'm getting out. I just gotta get with my team. How I didn't take fall damage there. Oh my freaking gosh. such a bad spot. Gosh. I was lucky. I was lucky that I didn't get hit there. Freaking one shot, bro. I don't feel comfortable reuniting with my team because I'm so weak. Oh, frickin' heck, bro. Like, if I get him one interaction that's not a bot, and I'm dead. I barely survived all that. There's minis there. I saw it. Oh, and I got some out of the chest. Okay. I better drop this. I might need it, but yeah. You know what? Since I dropped that, I'm not gonna take a scope there. It's a good weapon, but can't take it under the condition I'm in. See if I can get my teammate's card. Okay, he got it. It's a stair. Or some sort of build. Okay, they're fighting. Yeah, they gotta get out of that while they can. hope that's my teammates' turrets. Oh my frickin' gosh. Forgot how bad these hills are. Was that a slurp? Oh, this might be better. Oh man. The absolute chaos that I've just been through. Wonder where we can revive. Stuff going on in Tilted. I mean, we kind of have to go to Shifty, but there's so much action going on around there. You know what? I'm just gonna full send the rebooted Tilted. Zone's pulling this way. I'm sure we can pull it off. It's a 2-tick, but it's worth it. Oh, shoot. It's worth it, because we've also got the supply drop. Yep. They know what's up. Hold on, I might actually need this. I think they have a rift, if they're still up there. Yep. There it is. see them. They're the one getting Anakin'd. Not zone, but definitely be helping me out here a little bit. Okay, no, this position doesn't help at all. Nice, I got him. Something much closer than that. We traded, so this will be okay. Oh shoot! No! Why did they do that? Why did they just do that, bro? I had no idea they were gonna blow that up. Alright, we still have the man advantage, so that they can pull this off. That's fine. It sucks I'm not gonna be there when they win this, but... Yeah, okay. Yeah, they got this. That was just unfortunate what I got through. I had no idea he was going to use a grenade launcher on that. Nice. Well done. I feel so silly for that, but at the same time, my teammate kind of griefed me there, so I don't know. Yeah, my teammate kind of griefed me there unintentionally, but it's okay. They won it. I had faith. That was good. That was good. Considering the fact that I was in full shambles that game, I did not think I was gonna get a win there. I still died, but that was just under. That was my teammate's fault. So. Ooh. Oh, I like this umbrella. Oh, that is clean. I love that. And yeah, that was my first OG win. So yeah, holy frick, bro. What a game that was. It sucks that I died the way I did. I was gonna go after the player, but it sucks that I did not think I was gonna get blown up there. Then, like, I had no builds to connect myself to. But again, that was my teammate's fault. So unfortunate. It was unfortunate timing, but oh well. I'm glad they won that. That was good. GG's. Uh. Oh wow. I didn't think I'd stream for that long. You know what? Yeah, 3.5 hours. That's definitely gonna do it. Uh, but yeah, um, expect more streams from me soon. Again, I do not have a set schedule on what I want to do. Like, I really don't have a set schedule on like when I want to stream and what I'll be streaming. So it'll kind of be on a week by week basis, or just like streaming whenever I feel like it, or if it's like if I have the energy, or if I have like the mentality for it, and stuff like that. Because I know tomorrow is going to be a bit complicated for me to stream because it's Sunday. I'm going to be going to church in the morning. I have a children's program to potentially get to if I feel like going. I mean, my cousins are in it, so I might see how it goes. Um, but later in the day, I don't know if I'll stream it. If I do, maybe I can try to hit up some people. We can probably play some Dead by Daylight. Um, yeah, so because there's a Dead by Daylight challenge that I have in mind, but if I'm not gonna live stream the challenge, then I'll probably just chill on the game, play some killer for a good amount of the time, and either do some solo queue survivor or play some survivor rounds with people. So Spy, if you're in chat, um, and if you're down to play later in the day tomorrow, because I don't have work Monday. I don't got nothing going on Monday morning, so I can be down to play all night that night. So if you're available tomorrow and if you're in chat, let me know. But let me know real quick or DM me so that way we can discuss like potential availabilities because I might stream with you if you end up doing if you end up playing Dead by Daylight tomorrow, or if you're just gonna play it all. But yeah, just let me know. Uh, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me. So that's pretty much like all I had going for me. I I've been away for more. I've been away for a while. I miss you all. Um, I have. I still have like quite a bit of a disappointment in the community behind these games, but you know what? I'll try to, not be. I'll try to lose my toxicity, or well, not lose it, but just try to minimize it as best as possible. I'll try to do more solos if possible, but it's not going to happen too often because playing solos for a while is boring. Um, Hopefully, if I ever feel like it, maybe next stream I'll probably play uh, ranked reload or something, or maybe just regular reload in general, so I can just try to get used to the chaos. But I also need to just get better with my mechs in general because I know reload is pretty much very fast paced and all that. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for now. Uh, I'll try to do more streams next week. I do have work in the morning on some of those days, but yeah. Again, that's all I got, and I should try to work on some more videos soon and try to record. So maybe I could do a few recordings tonight before I go to bed, even though it's getting late. So yeah, I'll have to check through my recording files to see what videos I have and have not edited yet. So Because if I'm caught up, then I'll probably start making some new recordings. Um, but yeah, that's it for me today. I'm glad I could come back. Spy, if you're in the chat, let me know if you're down to stream some DVD tomorrow. But if not, that's cool. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna go chill out, play some games on my phone, watch YouTube. I probably, yeah, I did say I was gonna do some recordings tonight, but nah, I gotta chill. Because if that's one thing that I learned from yesterday is that if I play too much, I'm just gonna get fatigued and get frustrated with myself. So, I'll probably deal with ranked some other time and all that. So, but yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you like the stream, make sure you like it. Um, be sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing more content from here. I'm gonna try to post, upload, and stream as much as I can. I can't make any promises because I know I'm very inconsistent and I am not ready to have a schedule set up yet. But yeah, please do subscribe because I want to hang out with y'all, and I do eventually want to hit 500 subs. I know I'm not gonna hit it before the end of the year, but at some point I would like to hit it because I would like to hit it at some point because I would like to get my channel monetized so that way I can have some sort of way of making a living off of this because I do enjoy doing this. I love filming, love making videos, and all that. But yeah, again, thank you all so much for watching. Uh, I'll just keep an eye on like when I'll be streaming or not. If you want, you can join my Discord. It's in the description. Go ahead and come hang out. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Stay positive, stay true, take care of yourselves. Y'all have a good night.